When we think of losing weight, most people imagine starving themselves of all their favorite food and working out until they can't walk out of the gym, which really isn't too far from the truth. But it's not all about adding in a morning workout or adding a salad to one of your lunch options. We also must subtract. Now, the list of foods I'm about to give you will more than likely be the biggest culprits in your recent weight gain. These foods provide nearly no nutritional value, and they give us an abundance of added sugars and an exorbitant amount of calories to our diet. Yet, they are some of the most popular foods around the world, raking in millions of dollars and consumers per day. But they're not actually helping you lose weight. In fact, it's quite the opposite. And aside from that, they also add to your risk of diabetes, cardiovascular disease, heart disease, obesity, and more. So let me tell you what foods must be crossed off your grocery list. Facts. And sugary drink consumption results in a significant positive association with obesity. Just drinking one bottle of soda can account for nearly all the sugar that you should be consuming in any given day, leaving you absolutely no room for error for the rest of the day. Which is why this is the number one part of your diet that you must cut out. Yes, our bodies will take in as many sodas as we can down in a day. But just because you don't immediately drop dead, that doesn't mean that you're absolutely in the clear. Because when we take in too much sugar, our bodies store all this excess as fat, which is obviously what makes us gain weight. But that's not all. Too much sugar from sugary drinks can also increase our chances of harmful levels of inflammation, diabetes, heart disease, cardiovascular disease, and more. So, replace your guilty pleasure with water, coffee, teas, or nearly anything else that doesn't contain such high levels of sugar, and you will be on your way to losing weight. Now, if you're the average American, then over 50% of your diet consists of processed food. And chemically processed food tends to be high in calories, saturated fats, and added sugar, while also being very low in minerals, vitamins, and any semblance of nutritional value. Shockingly, nearly 70% of all packaged foods are processed. It's pretty clear that when strolling the grocery aisle, we are all engulfed in this madness. But processed foods, they gotta go. No more fast food drive-thrus or easy to make frozen dinners. Yes, processed food is usually less expensive. But if I was selling you a gallon of apple juice for less than a gallon of gasoline, would you fill your car with it? Now, the problem is that processed food doesn't immediately stop our engines. Instead, over several years, it will add weight, increase our risk of heart disease, diabetes, and other illnesses, along with adding in excess calories, making its consumption absolutely detrimental to anyone's weight loss efforts. And that's the number two food that you need to cut out of your diet. Number three is my personal favorite and one of the hardest things that I've had to stay away from, and that is doughy food. Think steaming hot, delicious supreme pizzas, Hawaiian rolls, and all the other types of breaded goodness that fills our grocery stores and lines our menus. Now, I'm not saying to go no carb or low carb, but do become more aware of how much you're eating and take it down a few notches, because doughy foods, like many of the other things that I've mentioned, tend to have no nutritional value. They also spike our blood sugar levels, which over time can cause a whole host of problems. And then there's also inflammation, which comes in and stays when we constantly eat it. It's that friend that you invited over but should have left hours ago. The prolonged inflammation can lead to diabetes, heart disease, and obesity, making this another great food to cut out or reduce to help you lose weight. Now, you don't have to do all of this overnight, but do begin to slowly pull back your eating habits and turn your attention to healthier alternatives. Good luck.